Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Motivational Spiritual Speaking with Erica. I'm here to talk to y'all about when God blesses y'all with an overflow and abundance of blessings. Don't you ever tell him to stop. That can be the worst mistake that you'll ever make. Please like and subscribe to my channel. All right, I want to talk to y'all about a situation that had happened to me some years back when I was like in my early 20s. I was a single mother. I was raising three kids. I have two boys and a girl. And I was like in probably like my early 20s around this time. And a situation had happened to where all of my kids were taken away from me. I had lost my place. I was homeless. I was struggling. Ended up finding a job after a while, getting on my feet. I had got married. So everything was starting to seem to come in place for me. But it's like everything else that I was trying was seemed to be swept from under my feet. And the devil was really on my back riding me hard. So, anyway, every time I had got a place to stay, I had always made sure that I got a 2 or 3 bedroom that would be big enough for all of my kids to come stay in. So when I go to court, I wouldn't have any situation to where, do I have a big enough place and all that kind of stuff. I was buying them bunk beds and just making sure that the room was already set up just like they lived there. So, and I want y'all to know that I really had it hard, but I never gave up on trying to get my kids back home. I fought to the just tooth and nail till I made sure that I ever got my children back home, no matter how long it took. I had court dates, trials after trials, and stuff like that, going to talking to judges. And this one judge, he was just so rude and so mean. And he was so hateful spirited. He didn't care what I did. I had went to school and got my GED. Everything was just going good after a while in my life, except for the part that I wanted my kids back home. So it's just like he just didn't even care what I accomplished. All of my accomplishments didn't even matter to him. He was not going to give me my children back home. So around that time, they started having the elections going on where they was trying to get all the Democrats into the courthouses and stuff like that. And I had ended up talking to one of the guys that was going to be the judge to take over his seat. And I was telling him about my situation. He was like, yeah. He said, just go ahead and get all your friends and your family and rally them all up and get them to vote for me. And he said, if I win, you come to court, then we can see what happens after that. Baby, look, when I'm telling you, when I went to court, I didn't have to say nothing. I talked less than almost like 5 minutes, and he was like, go get your kids. I mean, because I was hysterical. I was already crying before I can get my words out. And he was like, just go get your kids. Baby, I was excited. I was happy. I was like, oh my goodness. I was overwhelmed. I was screaming and hollering and stuff like that. And after I left the courthouse, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I got my kids back. I called my sister. I was like, sister, I got my kids back. And she was like, for real, come get me. And I went and picked her up. Baby, we was on the run to go get my kids. You hear me? Oh my goodness, I was so happy. That was like the happiest day in my life. And to be separated from my kids as long as I was, it was so uh tormenting to me. It's like I just could not stand it. I could not. I felt like if I didn't have my kids, I couldn't breathe. It's just like something inside of me, just like I just knew I had to have my children back home. And if you're a mother and you have any children, then father, whatever, you have any children, then you understand what I'm saying. It's just like the love basically of a mother, though. It's just like something that you will never ever get in your life when you have that special kind of thing from the love from a mother point of view. So anyway, long story short, when God started blessing me and I got my kids back and stuff like that, and I was like, he was throwing so many things at me like this, like a dart, just psh, 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 and it was coming so fast, and I needed the octopus arms to catch all of those blessings that he was throwing. He was throwing them left, and he was throwing them right, he was throwing them back, and he was throwing them forward, and I was like, oh my goodness, because it was overwhelming my mind. I didn't know he was throwing them so quickly. I didn't know how to catch them fast enough. So I was like, God, I was like, please slow down. Oh, I was like, Lord, hold on, give me time to catch everything. You know what? Bam, just like that, it stopped. And I was like, what was I thinking of? Why would I ask God to stop doing what he was doing for me? I was on the roll. It's like if I was at the lottery or casino machine or whatever, and the machine was just spinning around, it was just spinning and spinning and spinning. It was on the roll, and I stopped it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, that's how fast my blessings had stopped at that time. And that's been many years ago, when that happened. But I know God is always in the blessing business, and he'll never stop blessing you. Once you trust in him and obey him and stuff like that, and continually seeking after him, he'll always continually bless you. But when I asked him to stop, I hated it. I regret it to this day. you know, that I ever asked him to stop, because I should have never did that. But you know what? Now I know. When God blesses me with an overflow of abundance, now I know that when He start blessing me back to back, back to back, back to back, however He throwing it, that I'm gonna make sure I'm catching it. I'm catching it. I'm catching it. I'm catching it. And if I gotta put them all in a bag and keep catching, keep catching, keep catching, I'm not gonna never stop catching those blessings, and never ask God ever again to stop. So when God blesses you something with the overflow and abundance in your life, you make sure you catch all you can, and don't never ever tell him to stop, because that can be the worst mistake you ever make, and you don't want to have that. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. You have a great day, and God bless you.